This is one of the scariest horror stories I've ever heard, and today we get to share it with you because the narrator, Adam, has agreed to let us publish his terrifying ordeal after appearing on a podcast. So without further ado, here is A Nightmare in the Atlas Mountains. My name is Adam, and I'm a 34-year-old investigative journalist. I'd always been fascinated with the supernatural, the paranormal, things beyond our perception, our understanding. You know, the things that go bump in the night, but I didn't really know what to make of it. It wasn't until I was about 26 years old that I got my first taste of what would turn out to be a terrifying adventure. It started when I received a strange email. It was from someone or something calling itself a friend. The message was confusing, nonsensical even, but there were two details that stuck out. First, the sender wrote that they knew things about me, very personal things, things that only my closest friends and family would know. I didn't know anyone that could have sent that. And second, the message ended with these exact words: "If you want to know the secrets of the other world, travel to the mountains and search for the court of Shamharoush." Of course, at first I laughed. I thought, wow, whoever this is really thinks they're special, huh? You know, I was annoyed. I remember thinking, why do I need to listen to some random guy on the internet? What secrets does he know that I don't? Well, being the type of person that I am, I couldn't resist. Curiosity consumed me, and I did what I do best. I investigated. I started by looking into the word Shamharoush. I searched everywhere online, but I couldn't find anything. I mean, nothing at all. It was like the word itself never existed. So I decided to research the other part of the email, the mountains. As I delved deeper into this mystery, I discovered an intriguing legend, one that spoke of a hidden place nestled in the heart of Morocco's Atlas Mountains. This place held a secret, a portal to another world. Some said it was real. Others dismissed it as a fantastical tale passed down through generations. Yet something kept pulling me toward the mountains, like an invisible force was beckoning me closer. I couldn't shake off this feeling. It seemed to grow stronger with each passing moment. I had to go. I had to see for myself. I booked a flight to Morocco and prepared for my journey. When I arrived in Morocco, I went to a small village in the remote region of Gaza. Locals whispered about the place, saying those who go there come back different, if they return at all. It took me 3 days of hiking and trekking to reach the mountain cave that the note mentioned. I arrived just past midnight. Wind howled through the rocks, and each step inside the cave pulled me deeper, farther away from everything familiar, away from reality itself. The air grew colder, the walls darker, and then, just as the path seemed endless, the tunnel opened up into a vast cavern. I stood at the mouth of the cave looking into the darkness, not knowing what lay ahead, but somehow knowing I had to go further. As I ventured deeper, whispers echoed around me. They seemed to come from the walls themselves. I heard faint laughter like children playing, and then the soft cries of a woman, as if someone were calling out in sorrow. Yet when I turned to look, there was no one there. The whispers grew louder. The closer I got to the end of the tunnel, the air grew heavy, charged with an energy I couldn't understand. Suddenly, right before my eyes, a massive stone door appeared. It looked ancient, intricately carved with symbols I couldn't decipher. Across its surface was engraved the words, "The Grand Court of Shamharoush." My heart pounded in my chest. My breath quickened, and I reached out to touch the cool, rough surface of the stone door. As my fingers brushed against the engraving, the door began to move, slowly at first, then faster, revealing a sight that both terrified and mesmerized me. Behind the door lay a majestic yet eerie chamber. It was dimly lit, the source of the light I couldn't quite discern. The space was vast, echoing with an unsettling silence that seemed to swallow all sound. Within the chamber, rows of empty stone benches were arranged in a semicircle facing a central platform. The design of the benches suggested they were meant for countless spectators. But who were they meant to watch? The benches were intricate, ornately carved, yet they exuded an otherworldly vibe that sent shivers down my spine. I cautiously moved forward, my eyes adjusting to the dim light. In the center of the chamber, a single figure sat enthroned on the raised platform. He wore a long, flowing black robe that concealed his form, his face hidden in shadow, yet it was his eyes that truly captivated and terrified me. They glowed with an eerie red light, piercing the darkness and boring into me with an intensity that was both mesmerizing and terrifying. The very air around him seemed to crackle with power. I wanted to turn and run, but something held me in place. It was as if an invisible force was pinning me to the spot, compelling me to approach. Despite my fear, I couldn't help but inch closer, compelled by an unseen force. As I got closer, I saw the figure rise from his throne. Slowly, he began to walk towards me, each step echoing in the vast chamber. He continued walking until he was mere feet away from me. Then he stopped. The silence stretched, thick and heavy, broken only by the pounding of my heart. Finally, he spoke. His voice echoed through the chamber, deep and terrifying, as though the very walls were reverberating with his words. "Adam, son of Yusef, have you come by your own will or by ours?" I tried to respond, but my voice failed me. I couldn't speak. Panic surged through me. I wanted to scream, to run, but I was frozen in place, trapped by an unseen force. I struggled to move, to break free, but it was no use. Fear turned to terror as I realized I had no control. I was at their mercy. And then it began. Visions exploded in my mind. My life, my choices, my actions, all flashed before me in a dizzying montage. I saw my lies, my betrayals, every moment I had hurt someone, every secret I had kept. All of it was laid bare, not just to me, but to him, to Shamharoush. The realization hit me like a physical blow. I wasn't just on trial for entering the other world. I was being judged for my entire existence. For a moment, the silence returned, heavier and more suffocating than before. Then Shamharoush spoke again. His voice echoed with finality, leaving no doubt about what was to come. "You are found guilty, Adam, son of Yusef, for crossing the boundaries of worlds, for seeking what was not meant for you. You now become what we have been for eons, forever bound to this realm." I screamed, but no sound escaped my lips. Flames erupted beneath me. The heat burned through my bones, searing my flesh. Darkness swallowed everything. And then I woke up. I jolted upright in my cheap hotel room near the city, heart pounding, sweat drenching my skin. No camera. It was gone. But one thing remained, a strange symbol burned into my shoulder, a mark I couldn't recognize, one that no one could explain. Since that day, every time I sleep, I see the courtroom again. I hear the verdict. I feel the flames licking at my skin, and a little more of me disappears. It's as if a part of my soul is being devoured by the other world, bit by bit, day by day, until there's nothing left of me.